Hi, welcome to Max's Mad Mythic Mercenaries presented by Arbitrary Hero. I am your Dungeon Master, Cameron, and I'm here to finish a game of Waterdeep Dragonheist for my friends. Say hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Say, Merry Christmas, friends.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas,
friends.
Happy Holidays,
Happy Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa, whatever it is.
Christmas,
that you
Hanukkah,
Yeah,
Kwanzaa, I
happy
believe was the
holidays, all the good
Merry
stuff.
Kwanzaa.
Christmas
Beautiful
Festivus.
Yule. Yeah, Festivus for the rest of us.
for the rest of us. Yeah.
This is the week of Christmas. We're all, I think, on our Christmas break. Ian, I heard you joined the land of the living again.
Finally.
Yes. Did.
I saw you gave your coins to the boatmen, and you're riding it back up the river Styx with Persephone to join us.
I'm feeling alive again, baby.
Yep.
Back to life, as Ollie Ride once said.
Hanukkah
So-
starts on Wednesday.
Yeah, same day as Christmas, which we're still sorting out on Hannah's side of the family what we're doing there, but we'll figure it out.
Hopefully
I'm-
nothing.
I feel like that is an odd occurrence that I feel like I've never noticed happen, but apparently the last time that happened was in
It's like-
2015.
Yeah,
It was a number of years ago.
it's on a lunar calendar, so it's on a certain cycle.
Yes.
But let's start off with some character introductions. The defender of his group, being thrown for a furry loop. The fighting wolf man. It's our master of battle, Rolan. Rolan. I know we're deciding whether or not we're long resting, but in this Yuletide
Damn
season,
it.
what type of holiday celebrator is Roland? Is he I'll go do things with my friends? Is he I'm super into the holiday and I'm going to decorate the house? What's Troll Skull Tavern look like during a typical holiday season?
Oh, yeah. So I think he would totally be down to decorate the place for the holidays. He shares what I love to do is to put the tree up and watch movies while something like a pot of chilies on the stove and cookies are in the oven.
In this case, he hires a troupe of actors to reenact plays because they don't have movies. But they every year they do Die Hard, where the evil
we live
wizard's
with,
tower was defended by noble paladin.
The evil wizard Nakatomi.
And then the revenant spirits force the rich to contribute to society in a meaningful way.
Yes, that's my favorite.
That's his other favorite one.
Yep.
I feel like we need to remind everyone. We live with Wilhelm.
But yeah,
So our
he's probably
tavern-
regaling us.
yeah.
Yeah,
When
but,
his buddies come in and put on.
But
put on
he's
some
not
plays.
the glitzy type of like decorator. It's not like tinsel. It's all it's all,
orc skulls.
well, not orc skulls, but it's all very kitschy kind of stuff. It's all very gingerbread house, like green garland. It's nothing like super shiny. And then also,
Evergreen House.
I imagine he has like a bunch of hand carved miniature Christmas time houses, like a little Christmas town
Yeah.
that he sets up somewhere.
A model
And like,
train set kind of thing.
yeah, if he had
I love it.
if trains were a thing, he'd probably have that too while it runs through the Christmas town.
They have some sort of like magic punk version of trains, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I dig
yeah.
it. I
So
dig
that's
it.
his steez for the holidays.
She started a brand new church, and her baby god she will not allow you to besmirch. Her psychic blades will protect you. It's the dark angelic rogue Alu. Alu being essentially a time-traveling pope of your own church. I imagine that you have developed some holiday rituals of your own.
I haven't fleshed those out, but I definitely thought that Reggie, Ollie would be like, "Hey, Reggie, we need to like spin these elaborate tapestries of,
Oh.
you
Yeah.
know, like." So I think that's a really good idea. I feel like she would have like Reggie like basically do kind of what the Catholic Church does, like here's the birth of Christ, but like here's Aeodon's story.
I dig it. I think you could definitely do that. Reggie, I recognize that spinnerets it's a different organ than a spider's butthole, but in the Dungeons and Dragons universe, I imagine that you could feed Reggie colorful berries and it will make his web turn different colors. Even though I know it's not, in real life, it's not connected to the digestive tract. In the Dungeons and Dragons universe, it works that way somehow. There's something going on there. So you can have these beautiful multicolored webs to do the tapestries however you want.
Love it.
I really, really dig it. And then, of course, we literally just had our Home Alone episode. The clever trap maker of his new home, Waterdeep's favorite little inventing gnome. He'll save the day with what's in his pocket. It's the future mad magical artificer Sprocket. Do you feel like Sprocket, there's a chance that everyone goes out for something and Sprocket is left home alone and he's got to like protect the house and the Stone of Galore from two Zentarum thug idiots?
Another Christmas in the trenches.
I really hope that happens. Yeah, absolutely. I think it wouldn't be uncommon for Sprocket to stay at home while everyone else goes out to parties. But yeah, he'd hang out and probably work on Christmas lights or something. I feel like Sprocket likes colorful lights and just spend a lot of his time.
You have a giant battery that lives on the second floor.
We have electricity. Take that, every one of our neighbors. We'll show off.
Everyone's so jealous. Oh, they did Christmas.
What's your hungry man meal, Sprocket?
What was it?
What's your hungry man meal?
My whatever was left on the desk from this morning or the day before. If there's like an old biscuit or some like cheese or something, or some hardtack, he'll have that.
Oh, for sure, a chunk of cheese will be in there. And I believe we've established canonically that Sprocket has a very good relationship with his parents. So I'm sure there's a family visit somewhere in the the holiday spirits. I dig it. Now I am a dungeon master, but once I was a mere mortal playing Wilhelm Swingpike. Wilhelm disappears during the holiday. I know we were saying that he's going to be around to perform, but he actually, during the holiday season, he gets out of town. You never really know where he went, but yeah, during the holidays, Wilhelm is not
Has anyone
there.
ever seen Wilhelm and Santa in the same room at the same time?
Asking the real questions.
Yeah. Blowing up trees and buildings like a dragon, broke but still carrying more cash than an armored wagon. To defy her magic would be folly. The future sighted wizardess Holly. Holleries go delicately. I recognize that this might be a much more humble celebration than what happens at the Go Delicately Manor. What in terms of where you're spending your time and what you're doing during the holiday season, what's Holleries like?
So she loves Christmas, so she goes all out, and she'll probably spend the majority of her time actually with her friends at the tavern because she's gotten so close with them, and then do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with her mom because they always throw a big hoopla for the upper class. And but she's trying to decorate the tavern, so she put images up in the Max's Mythic Mercenaries for her bedroom in the tavern and then the tavern itself.
Cute. I like it a lot. Is it like I assume you're using magic, like you're doing like minor illusion to do like the waving like silhouettes of the party members or something?
No.
Floating candles,
floating candles, floating ornaments.
Gotcha. Cool stuff. I dig it. I dig the style. Awesome. And last but not least, he loves to swing his magical sword with his wife's killer. Yes. I think he's gotten over the fact that he'd like to have a word. We've moved on. He's been through therapy. Mistaken for a drow now and then. It's the ranging wood elf Fen. Fen, you've had a journey of a character arc.
I'll say.
In game, it's been a short period of time, and we haven't actually hit a holiday season in universe. But because we've been playing for a while, I think
it's like we've
gone through like when Fen first started, he didn't do the holidays because he had no one to celebrate with. But that's changed.
Yeah. So Fen spends his time now doing the only appropriate thing for a man-child of his age and station to be doing at this time of year.
Drinking scotch and baking
doing
cookies.
Everything he possibly can to make sure he gets what he wants for Christmas.
Ah.
So he's going around the tavern leaving hints. He's dropping little like magazine cutouts like shit, and like, you know, he's getting the newspaper on Sunday morning, and he's putting that like in people's, you know, under people's pillows so that they understand what he wants.
What does he want at this point? He's got a like +3 sword of dragon slaying. He's got
he wants a Lego set of Rivendell.
Well, okay, look, you answered your own question. You said he has a, what does he want? He's got a +3 sword. Well, he wants a +4 sword.
Okay. Gotcha. The thing that doesn't exist. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Artifacts exist. They could be beyond that.
It's not worth wishing if you can't wish big. Okay.
Gotcha.
Go Hawks.
That's
go Hawks.
I do like that his version of wishing big is just +1 more. Like,
yeah,
it's not going for +10.
Look, you have to wish big, but it also has to be achievable.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
You
gotta set achievable goals for yourself, Cameron. That's a life lesson for you.
I dig it. With that, we are returning to Waterdeep. The last time we played, you all successfully defended Troll Skull Tavern. There was a multi-pronged attack, and it wasn't coordinated between the parties, but the Dwergar from Xanathar's Guild came in on the first and second floor looking for the stone. You fought them off. You fought off the Zentarum who came in on their heels. You chased off these drow that were trying to snipe you from across the street. You fended off all these attacks. And this was at the end of a day of preparation to go out and recover the Dragon Vault. You've learned that the Neverember's Enigma, the embezzled gold within the Dragon Vault, is somewhere beneath the Brandath Crypts in the City of the Dead within Waterdeep. So the question that starts our session off, you finish that fight off. You've spent some spells. You needed to recover some HP. How are we doing? And does anyone want to call it, sleep in, and go forward the next day? Okay, so Holly Rees.
So I want to prep. I want to do a long rest, and I want to prep new spells.
All right, so we are going to push the clock. We're gonna say you're gonna sleep in, and rest and recover, and you are going to. We're gonna advance from Marpenoth the 3rd to Marpenoth the 4th. That does mean we are one day closer to the birthday of the Castellanter twins. Your potential adversaries have one more day to pursue their goals and means. But you all go ahead and take a long rest. So everyone can take a long rest. You recover half your hit dice back. You recover your long rest resources.
I can load up 10 spells into my arm, my 3rd arm. I have invisibility loaded up in there right now, but I think that'll probably stay.
I can't believe you have a 3rd arm. That's so
I also love that.
Well, and remember, his 3rd arm is a 3rd arm that is human-sized, and he is a gnome. So it is essentially like the length of his body.
Really popular.
Yeah.
He's basically got an arm that's like a front end loader.
Yeah.
So
So it is the next day, Marpenoth the 4th. Hannah, why doesn't Holly Rees roll her 2d20s for her portent? And you can write those down. Ooh, Sprocket. Ooh.
Wolverine's back to full charges, even though I only needed 1. So.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty good, Holly. You got a 5 and an 18.
That's fantastic spread.
Yeah, a 5 is something good to give to an enemy. The 18 is something good to give to an ally. I think while you're getting up, you've got your mind on the task, starting things for the next day to prepare yourselves to venture out into the City of the Dead. You do get a couple visits in the morning. With all the commotion and everything, Nika does come down. If you remember, the Court of the Meadowed are tentative allies that are staying at Froon's Brews, which Alu successfully bought not too long ago. You still need to spend the money to renovate it, but it's been purchased. Nika mentions that she's been staying here while the rest of the Court of the Meadowed are staying at Froon's Brews. She will tell you all that she took out several imps that were trying to sneak into the Troll Skull Tavern yesterday. They weren't trying to attack or anything. They were just trying to sneak their way in for whatever purpose. So she'll give you the heads up that it's not just the people who tried to raid yesterday, but there were some additional infernal interests at work.
When did they show up? Did they show up during the actual raid, or do they just kind of show off like many hours later, or just now when we were sleeping?
Kind of piecemeal, and yes, over the night while you were resting. She took out. The nice thing is Troll Skull Tavern, in addition to your traps and yourselves, is very well defended because of all the friends you've made along the way. You did mention last time that you wanted to reach out to Reiner Neverember and ask him to come along. So he does show up in the morning for breakfast. He kind of claps you all on the back, gives you greetings. It's been a little while, but he doesn't know exactly what you need of him, but he is here to help. As well, representatives of some of the major allies. You have Mert the Moneylender, Jalister Silvermane, and Meloon War Dragon. They show up with different pieces of information. You had asked them to gather what information they could about two things specifically: Aranax, the Red Dragon, and the Dragon Staff of Aferon. They give you a basic rundown of Aranax's CV. He pillaged the Southlands for a few centuries. He holed up in the high mountains, preying on sheep in orc villages while he was young. Eventually, as he grew older and stronger, he challenged a green dragon in the forests to the east for territory, slaying the dragon and setting up a little fiefdom there. He had some setbacks over the years. He's been pushed out. Adventurers have defeated him, but he's managed to escape every time. He did intern for a year at SpaceX, and recently he's just he hasn't been seen in a ton of time, and it's been surprising to hear that there's the risk that he is in the city. So there's definitely concern about that. The Dragon Staff itself, Aferon was the first open lord of Waterdeep. He was a very powerful wizard, and you actually met Aferon when you traveled back in time. He was the one that was casting a spell to suppress the fires during the Second Troll Wars. You were protecting him from the attacking trolls. So you met a young and alive Aferon at the time. He is a disciple of Hallister Blackcloak, where he learned a lot of his stuff, but he was generally more focused on he was more lawful and more good than Hallister Blackcloak. Hallister Blackcloak is like the borderline between chaotic neutral and chaotic evil. He's just kind of chaotic, crazy, and selfish. But
I say we give him a chance.
the Dragon Staff of Aferon itself is a mighty treasure. It grants protection from dragons, as well as it creates the Dragon Ward. Aferon's Dragon Ward is this spell that protects the city of Waterdeep from dragons entering it. You need to physically touch the creature with this Dragon Staff in order to allow it to bypass the ward. What this might suggest is that Ollie has been touched by the dragon staff, and it is interesting that Aranox, as a red dragon, has been allowing other dragons into the city.
Cool.
I feel like
Maybe a
it's not
dragon
something
too.
we would have known to ask the stone. I feel like that's a question.
The stone does, whoever has the stone, I do believe it gains a charge or more at dawn, right?
It regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn.
Yeah, so roll me a d3. Okay. So you used all 3 questions last time. You now have 1 question you can ask it today.
Okay, so there's 1 empty charge.
There's 2 empty charges.
2 empty charges. Thank you.
Excuse me.
You have 1 usable charge.
Great thing about that is I get to hear the hiccup twice. I actually hear it first audibly from downstairs, and then it comes to the microphone.
An impressive hiccup.
It's quite a
I'm
thing.
very sorry, everyone.
Powerful.
Yeah. I try my best to edit those out. I've been pretty good. It takes me a while. It's one of the reasons editing these episodes takes so long, but I try and minimize those.
Only because of the hiccups.
Wow.
Noted. It's all my fault. Apologies to
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. We make do with the tools we have.
We want to go to the crypt.
Rolan, Alu, Holly, Fen,
Yeah.
Sprocket,
question.
Albie.
Yes.
Do we want to take
I have my
Scanner?
robots. But yeah,
Like,
I got my robots, obviously.
Hey, friends. Friends, we use that loosely.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could take Nika, Ursuline, Claria, Nico, Dapple, and John Lynn.
I feel like that's not a terrible idea.
As a reminder, their vested interest is not really with the gold. They are here to protect the unicorn.
The unicorn.
Yep. The
So is the plan
Celestite
here
unicorn.
to take some like non-integral plot characters so that they can be the ones that get killed rather than us? Is that the idea here?
It happens.
So when
Yeah.
I edited the episodes, I took notes on all your brainstorming. You mentioned that you wanted to take Reiner Neverember specifically because it's his family crypt, so he could be like a tour guide. That's something you mentioned. Everyone else, you didn't really mention taking anyone else. You brainstormed reaching out to different people, but you ended up not doing that. Like the Black Viper or the Doom Raiders or
Why are we not taking most of the dangerous sounding people?
Did
There's
Dabble
no need
ever
how to find a Black Viper.
from jail?
He did get released from jail. You were able to work that out. So Davil Star
Yay.
Song, they are essentially a resource for you to lean on, recognizing that their loyalties are a little torn right now. They have a deep personal loyalty to you, especially after you saved his younger brothers during the Bright Sword tournament. But Ma'am Shun has her own agendas, which she began acting on recently when she sent some people over to this tavern to steal some shit.
Yeah. I would not be, because I know this, I would not be recruiting them because we want to be friendly with Ma'am Shun, but we also don't want to give her shit that we don't want to give her either.
Yeah.
But I did want to make sure that I got Davil out because that has been on my to-do list.
And then Mert, Melun, and Jalister Silvermane are here, but they're more administrators. They're not so much adventurers. They were just here to share the information they found with you. They are representative to, if you remember, you had a big meeting over at Waterdeep Castle with the Lord's Alliance, the Waterdeep government, the Order of the Silver Gauntlet, Force Grey. These are representatives of some of those organizations, but they are not... Mert's kind of too old, and his adventuring days are mostly behind him. I say as he actually has more HP than the rest of you. Let me take a look at his fucking stat block here. What are you working with, Mert?
I just feel like as we
Mert
go through
daddy?
this, keep in mind
Oh,
that
he's
I have
CR9. God damn.
Fen and I have some amazing stealth, and we have a portable hole. So if you need to stick all you people in a hole and just run.
Mert's
Get
kind of
in
an
the
ass
hole.
kicker. He's got sneak attack. He's got he gets to a melee weapon deals 1 extra die of its damage when Mert hits with it. So he just like does more damage on a hit than most people. He's got some cool magic items. Oh no, he's kind of an ass kicker. But yeah, he's too old. He's doing the admin side of things. So he's not coming with. My back. Oh, not today, guys. Listen, I was all up for the heist, but I better go sit in the hot tub and just relax these muscles. Ooh.
Smash cut to him and Wilhelm in the hot tub together.
Yeah. Just drinking mojitos.
I feel like we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Holly, Rolan, Alu, Fen, Spanner, Sprocket, and Rainier.
And Spindle.
But not the court of the Meadowhead is what we're saying.
Those are Nika.
Yes.
We can ask them to defend the house.
I kind of feel like we should bring them, and I feel like Nika would probably be like, I'm not letting you leave with the unicorn. Like, that's why they've been hanging out here.
Yeah. So, you take... Oh, let me put everyone together so I can copy you all smoothly. All right. Your fan club, the Street Urchins, Nat, Squidly, and Jinx, they're super excited. They came in the next day ready for another fight. You tell them, discreetly that you've got a mission to go on. They're super excited. They're waving you off. They're cheering you on. What Jinx says, "Bring us back some severed fingers, Mr. Fen."
Couple of shrunken heads too.
Yeah. But they're super excited for whatever your next mission is, and we are heading off.
I love how supportive our employees are.
Yeah, no, those are not your employees. Your
Like
employees,
a family here.
they're running the business. Those are the kids. These are like little children that hang out. 'Cause Waterdeep, it's whatever, summer break or some shit. I don't know.
Summer break.
I know it's canonically fall. Waterdeep doesn't have. I don't imagine it's got a strong structured education system. So those kids are
Yeah,
just
the kids are
running around.
They're on their break from the factory.
Yeah.
From the mines, which they've yearned for.
Yeah. So you all head from Troll Skull Alley into the City of the Dead. It's not.
Shall you cast Pass Without Trace, Mr. Kerr?
I mean, is that our vibe right now? I'm happy to. Anybody want to go?
I don't think we're trying to hide from anybody yet, right?
Keeping it secret.
I don't know. I feel like the more we hide from people, the better.
Yeah, like it's stealth out of the city so no one sees.
How long does that
kind of
does that last? An hour? 10 minutes?
Let's check.
I think that one lasts a while.
If it lasts like an hour, it might be helpful. If it lasts a minute,
to an hour.
Up to an hour.
So the walk to the City of the Dead, again, this is one of those other neighborhoods in Waterdeep. It's only going to be about half an hour of a walk.
Yeah, if we want to just kind of stealth there, because it seems like people are watching our position and they're waiting for us to make a move. I got 10 free invisibilities I can throw around, so if I want, I can just drop that on Rolan. Because you have heavy armor, don't you?
Yeah, but I have a version of it that's
you have Mithril.
sneak friendly. I have a Mithril version.
All right, cool.
Alu is saying we'd prefer to not have people up our ass as well as everything in front of us that we need to face as much as possible. Look, Wilhelm, you can do whatever you do in the privacy of your own room.
Problem is, he doesn't usually seek out privacy for that activity.
Yeah. part of the fun is the lack of privacy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Likes the voyeur.
No,
Right,
Wilhelm
so-
is not a voyeur. He is a voyee.
Voyeur.
No,
He
you
likes to be
like to
watched.
have voyeurs.
Yeah.
That is what I mean.
Yeah.
So am I casting protection from evil and good? Would everyone like to be?
I don't think we need it if it's only a 30-minute walk to the graveyard. Like, we're walking to a graveyard. I don't think people will view that as suspicious.
All right,
And
let's
it's
Not
roll
if
nighttime.
you have a dead body.
Do we have a dead body?
No, not.
We could use Max.
We could find. It's Waterdeep. We can find one.
Yeah. You could grab someone.
Look, Max is up in our library, comatose. Take him.
Yeah, let's bring Max. Send him on one last journey.
Hey.
Hey, come on. Yeah, that's
I
what we
can
want.
always-
Oh my god, that's a perfect idea.
One of us could play dead.
It's a ritual, but I can always do feign death on someone.
I say we use Maximus's corpse.
It's up to you.
I think that's a fine full circle move.
I say let's do it.
Okay. So okay, so you grab Maximus's body from essentially, like, I imagine you kind of just stuffed him in a bed in a corner and have been like doing the bare minimum to keep him alive as he's been doing whatever self-experiment he's been on.
Fucking Jeffrey Dahmer style. Jesus.
Put a white curtain over him, put him in a in the back of a wagon and ride it down into the city of the dead. You're accompanied by the court of the Meadowed. And the city of the dead, you've been here before. This is no drab cemetery. This is a great park of grassy hills. It has tended flower beds, artfully placed clusters of trees and bushes.
This is where we met Artur, correct?
Yes.
Originally?
Yeah. A massive graveyard. Long ago, Waterdevians largely abandoned the practice of burying their dead. Instead, they entombed them in mausoleums. So for centuries, the major mausoleums here have each been connected to an interdimensional space where the dead are taken, mourned, and then interred. So the families that have mausoleums in the City of the Dead are the wealthiest noble families, and then there are some like mass grave mausoleum type things. You travel, and it's not that hard. You're I guess you decided you're going during the day, right? You're not waiting for nighttime. You travel into the City of the Dead, and it's not that difficult to get directions to the Brandath Crypts, where the Brandath family is interred. What have you told the Court of the Meadowed about what you're doing? They are, as you suspected, Alu, they are very interested in keeping an eye on Primera, the Celestite unicorn.
Yep.
But they're not like, I mean, they're here to help out, but they are not beholden to your particular quest. Rainier leads you over into the Brandath Crypts. But what have you told the Court of the Meadowed about like what you're trying to do?
I feel like because they're not interested in Neverember's Enigma, I think that they probably would have been as transparent as possible without oversharing. Because Primera is one of the keys. So I think that like Alu would be honest about like she's a key to Neverember's Enigma. In order to like free her, we need to like get rid of Neverember's Enigma, return it to the city, and then we need to figure out how to give her her own body.
It is, I'd say, just an hour past dawn when you arrive here. There are still hundreds of drift globes that they kind of, during the night, at dusk, they make their way from the inhabited part of the city and congregate in the city of the dead. They spend the night here and then disperse, returning to the waking city at dawn. This is just a drift globe is literally just like a floating magical lantern, so it's just like a convenient source of light. But because it's an hour past dawn, those drift globes are starting their migration back into the city as you arrive at the Brandath Crypts. And yeah, you see this is a mausoleum complex. There seems to be like 5 major parts of the mausoleum as you enter. You see kind of this building to the, and hopefully you do see it physically. This building to the northwest, a building to the northeast, and then a 3 kind of complexes. This group of buildings to the southwest, this major building to the south, and this group of buildings to the southeast, all around here. In addition, as you enter, there's this large tree in the center of the crypt. As you enter, it shakes itself awake.
Oh shit!
It's an end.
Damn, we should have
It
still.
creaks and stretches its boughs. A shower of acorns lands on the ground as it gives a little stir to its branches.
Nabby the fairy, where art thou?
As you approach, it says, only those of Brandath blood are welcome here. Begone. Oh, Master Raynor. Hello. So you have essentially successfully avoided having to kill this tree because you thought to bring Raynor Neverember. I was ready for this to be a fucking fight.
Get fucked.
Yeah. No.
Still can.
Yeah, you still can. But yeah, this treant guards the mausoleums, and Reiner kind of looks to you all and says, "Okay, well, we're here. What do you all want to do now?"
Let's split up, gang.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Reiner,
we need
Reiner
to
says to you, there are guards that patrol, especially the families pay a little bit of extra money to make sure that, that we've got protection from thieves and break-ins. I recognize we're on a mission here. Since this is my family mausoleum, I can stand guard and wave on anyone who and he'll go take up kind of post over here.
Okay.
The court of the Meadowhead.
Detect door or something.
Detect portals.
Yeah, not door.
Are these all his family mausoleums, or is it just one specifically one?
This is his mom's side of the family.
Okay.
Okay. So we're looking for a specific tomb, right?
Yeah.
There was
the court of the Meadowhead, they are going to hang out with the trees now. They're just going to have a good time in the trees. Yeah, so you if you go back into your notes from the Stone of Galore, I don't believe you know which specific tomb it is. This is exactly what you saw when you asked the Stone of Galore where the vault is. And so you got 2 things. A tangled barrage of imagery, twisted underground tunnels lit by strange lights, an endless field of corpses, halls of stone, a red dragon aging so rapidly that scales shed from its skin, the sound of a silver hammer striking stone, a beam of sunlight in a darkened room, a chisel carving deathic characters which transform themselves into 2 words in common, Brandath Crypts. So that is what told you that this is Brandath Crypts. The other thing you got was a riddle. Where laid his wife to rest, midst bones of son's blood sealed? There where Henri laid himself to rest, lies that which open Lord concealed.
So it's his...
All right, so we got to find his wife's grave.
Keep all the newspapers if possible. Faction ranks.
You guys didn't really do much of anything. You guys didn't really maximize your time here.
That's not what I'm saying. There's no wrong way to play D&D. I wanted to give a lot of options and let you decide how you kind of what you pursued and prioritized. Okay, it's pinned.
D&D very much feels like there's a wrong way for me to play it. But I'll just,
Just don't play a ranger.
It's been my experience. Yeah, ranger is the wrong way to play.
I gave you, and normally I edit out most of the kvetching. Although I did. Oh, here's a fun fact.
So I'm like not in any of this series.
Yeah. Your contribution is very minimal. But so the last episode we played was you kind of you finally got to try out your ability with the teleportation and the extra attack. I turned that is the I do a highlight of an episode where it's like a 1-minute YouTube short. As you start talking through what you're doing and we see Ian's smile grow 3 sizes that day, that is the short for that episode.
Felt good.
Good. You overlay it with the Grinch's smile just slowly creeping up his face as well.
Yeah. I do have a project. It's super simple, but I'm not good at editing. So Hannah and I went to see War of the Rohirrim last night.
Oh yeah, God. Was that good?
No,
it was not.
Oh no!
But it was entertaining. I had a great time. It is an unintentional great comedy. They're being very sincere. It's a little too anime. They have like the pudgy character that is like comedically tripping over himself all the time. Like they do a lot of those anime tropes. But so it's like this one page from the appendix of Return of the King that talks about Helm Hammerhand and the battle of that first battle where the place became named Helm's Deep. And there's like this paragraph in there that's like Helm Hammerhand stalked the enemy camp and he was striking down foes with his bare hands. So the interpretation of the movie was to turn the king into One Punch Man, where he is just punching dudes to death throughout. He is not a good king. He's kind of stupid, but he's really good at punching people to death. He starts the war by accidentally punching someone to death, and then he has a final stand. So it is laid out like they did. All their imagery is straight from Lord of the Rings. So you're gonna have like the map of Helm's Deep in your head is the one in the animated movie, but he's at those gates that the orcs are trying to break in at the end of when Theoden rides down out of the gate. There's a blizzard. Helm Hammerhand has been like out in the enemy camp for 5 days. The enemy is convinced he's like a ghost or a wraith, just going through the snow and punching dudes to death. And then he has this final stand, which is entirely unnecessary because he was strong enough to open the gate by himself, so he could have just gone back inside. But he stands outside the gate and he's punching dudes to death in a snowstorm as they're coming up the ramp at him. And he says something like, "Not while I stand will this gate fall," or something. And I look over to Max and I whisper to him, and I'm like, this motherfucker, they're going to find him dead on his feet. Like, he's going to be frozen to death in the snowstorm. And I called it. He's like, it's this face. It's like, he's like frozen to death, but he's like, just like that face. And then the next scene, it cuts to him in a funeral pyre. But I want him to have that face in that pose. Like he's frozen stiff. He should be laid out on a plank like this. But they were cowards and they didn't do it. So I want to do some Premiere Pro editing and take the clip of him to make him horizontal and put him where he should be. But yeah, not a good movie. The animation is not great. It's kind of low budget. You can tell that this was made just so they could keep the rights. Like it's purely a cash grab, but it is more Lord of the Rings, and it was funny. Like I laughed a lot during the movie.
I did not.
Hannah got pissed.
I feel like I would be in Hannah's camp.
Probably. That
It's fine. We saw Wicked this morning.
I slept.
Was that
I
better?
know. That
I feel like
pissed
I'd be
me
in
off
Cameron's
a little
camp
bit.
on
God,
Amazing.
no. You
3
guys
hours
say
is
that.
so long
It's
for a movie.
so
Wicked is
good.
good. Here's
It's great.
my hot take. Wicked, I get that they're adapting the musical. I think they should have just my favorite parts of Wicked were when they were not singing. The singing is great, the performances are phenomenal, but the little tidbits between the songs were kind of very comedic and like intentionally they were good bits. And I would have been fine if they just did an adaptation of the book and it just wasn't a musical.
Copy paste that to every musical ever made.
I would like to probably be on Hannah's side here and say the book sucked. The only thing, I hated the book.
But the book and the musical are not like
They're
they are
not the
not
same
the same story at all.
No,
and I've tried reading the book. I've struggled reading it, so I'm listening to it as an audiobook now, and that's a little better. But even as an audiobook, this fucker is 20 hours long. And I am 4.5 hours in.
My opinion. I did not like it. I love the show. The show is so good. The book is dark and mostly just misery.
But the film was like Ariana Grande, I guarantee will win Best Supporting Actress for her role as Glinda. She did a fantastic job.
My mom liked it too.
So we're looking for the opening to this thing. I think the first thing it says is he did something with his wife's grave. There might be multiple steps to this, but I think if we can find who that is, that would be our place to start.
It also says there where Henri laid himself to rest lies what which the open Lord concealed. So it sounds more like it's where Henri was.
Yeah, maybe.
Who is Henri again?
You don't know right now.
Okay.
But you have resources to find out if you want to ask around or if you want to look around.
Yeah, don't we have a member of the family who might know who's who on the family tree?
Yes.
We do. I just was making sure that I was not missing something that I shouldn't have been missing.
Yeah.
I myself is a giant nerd. Do you think, Sprocket, do you think I could roll a history to know, see if I remember who this guy was?
If you want to specifically avoid asking Rainier, yeah, go ahead. Sprocket's like,
I know.
Yeah,
I got this.
Oh,
yeah.
Could Henri also roll history? Because she will probably also be aware.
Sprocket already rolled a 27. I don't think you need to roll.
Then we're fine.
Henri, Lord Henri Brandath, was the first of the Brandath family to establish holdings in Waterdeep. Kind of the one that established the Brandath family in this area. So he would likely be in the oldest mausoleum.
Got it. All right.
I'll start there. Yeah, it's certainly where Sprocket's going to go check out. That's, I think, where he's thinking.
Yeah, so looking around at kind of the mausoleums around you, you see, let's see. This mausoleum seems to be a relatively newer structure. It's maybe 100 years old or so. When this was built, it's clear that the popular style was celestials in design. A lot of wings, a lot of glowing eyes, halos are common. There's the door is carved as if the guardian is an Empyrean. This mausoleum over here, the one to the right, looks older. This has this one seems like it's one of the simpler ones and the older ones. These four mausoleums down here, they look like they were older than the first one, maybe not quite as old as the second one. The big building does look pretty old, but may not be necessarily the oldest thing. You might need, like, if anyone has stone carving tools or something, if you're proficient in stone carving, you'd probably learn a little more. And then this one is small mausoleums over here. So the one on the top left is obviously not the oldest. The other ones, it could be a mix of which one is one of the older ones.
Fen just, meanwhile, goes off to the side and starts digging random holes.
I mean, I don't think I have any stone anything.
Yeah.
Sprocket, you got anything in the way of tools? You're the master of this mechanical stuff.
Alchemist supplies, carpenter's tools, leather's tools, smith's tools, thieves' tools, tinker's tools. Nope.
What tools are we looking?
So yes, but no.
Stone, like stone carver.
Yeah, or if anyone was a dwarf, you would know stone lore, but no one's a dwarf. You can still explore any of these mausoleums. You're just not gonna like look at them and know which one you need to go into.
Yeah.
Just by looking at them.
Well, it makes sense to me. They probably built this thing out from probably the earliest mausoleum, so probably one towards the back. Is there like any openings or holes in these things I could send Spindle in?
I was gonna ask too if, in regards to the tombstones, how faded out is the lettering? Like, is there lettering that is just completely faded?
So there are not tombstones visible outside. You would need to, again, you'd need to go into a mausoleum to get more information.
So maybe we all split up and go, like we split up in small groups and we each go into a mausoleum.
Why don't we just ask Reiner? He's here.
Or that.
I don't know. There's
we can at least see if Woody knows.
Splitting up in a graveyard at night, there's nothing that can go bad with that. I suppose.
Scooby-Doo episode, gang.
Jesus. Just ask Reiner. Reiner, which one is the original tomb of your ancestry?
Huh? What? What's up?
Where's the oldest person in here? Yeah.
Where's the first tomb of your ancestors? The very first one. Do you know?
He says, he looks at them and says, "All right, real talk. I didn't always listen at the family. When my dad is really big into family history, even on my mom's side. He would like go on and on. He thinks, and he points over to the smaller complex of statues, down to the southeast, and he says, if you're looking for like Lord Henri Brandath, he's buried over there, I believe."
Where's your mother buried?
He says, in this building. He points to the one to the right of you all, to the east.
So, mother's that way, Henri's the other way. Helpful. Let me think. The riddle itself is not so specific. It could be where his wife is, or it could be where on the original tombs were. I feel like we should start with where his wife was sealed, because it would make more sense for Neverember to like be in that area. Like if he was building or concealing something, it would be less suspicious if he was visiting her tomb.
All right. Yeah, I'm cool with checking it out.
Good as anything I can think of. Let's do it.
Awesome. Yeah. So you head over to the tomb to the east, and here you would see the door is locked, but Reiner can he'll come over and he can unlock it for you, opening the door for you all to enter.
Before we go hog wild.
Did it.
You got the thing.
Passive perception, anything we should be suspicious of?
Nothing popping out right now.
So we open this door, you said?
This one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go.
What do you want the Court of the Meadowed to be doing? Do you want them coming with you, or
I
standing
feel
guard
like
out here?
I
Want to
think
guard our 6?
I think we could leave one to guard and have one come with.
yeah, I would primarily probably take him with us.
Sure thing.
Should we leave like 1 or 2 with Reiner just to protect him?
Reiner will say, I mean, he can hold his own in a fight, and he has the treants and the awakened trees. He feels pretty okay about it all. But yeah, so Ursuline, Claria, Nico, and Dapple will follow you all in.
Okay.
But yeah, you come into the mausoleum, and you find this is a this building's. Once you're inside, you see that this is clearly the oldest in the crypt complex. You said not with passive perception, Allie, but you can roll me an investigation check. With a 17, you come in and you see there are Deathic characters above the door here as you approach.
Is that Dwarven?
Yes.
Oh, I speak Dwarven.
When it's pointed out to you, Sprocket, it says, and it's kind of blurred out, but it says the letter, the rune B, R, and then blurred out N. It's blurred out TH, space, CRY, blurred out TS. You don't need to roll a check or anything. It looks like it says Brandath Crypts in Deathic.
Okay.
Well,
I think we're in the right place.
Yeah.
Coming inside, you see, and you can Sprocket and roll, and you can move your tokens inside. You see there is age-worn stone that is seen everywhere, along with clear signs of repeated renovation over the years. Individual crypt sites have been renovated, moved, and even removed under hundreds of years. And you see, working your way in and around, you do find, you have to try a couple of the different doors, but eventually you find that the north door, you kind of loop your way out and around. The north door here leads to the room where Rainer's mother is.
Do we notice anything like around the tomb, like a loose stone or a crack in the foundation or anything like that?
Yeah, looking around, you can tell clearly Dagult Neverember wanted to exalt his wife in death. What it looks like, especially with your investigation check earlier, he exhumed Henri, the first Brandath, from this location and buried his wife in Henri's place. You can see Lady Alethia's sarcophagus. It's clearly newer than the rest of the crypt. There's a bouquet of wilted flowers that lie atop her sarcophagus, which is sculpted in her likeness. Clearly, she was a noble, beautiful woman in life, and Dagult spared no expense to preserve that appearance in stone in death. It looks like he kind of wanted to refurbish Lord Henri's tomb and bury her there, kind of giving her a place of primacy in the mausoleum complex. You do also see there is a portrait on the ceiling a faded, chipped portrait of who you would assume is Lord Henri adorns the plaster ceiling. He's identified in the portrait with a labeled banner. Fresh script around the perimeter of the painting reads in 4 languages: in Common, in High Elvish, in Dethic, and in a language that I don't think any of you have, but in Common it clearly reads, "The beauty of our age in death is watched over by the spirits of her ancestors." If you would like, you can give me a history check as you're looking around here.
What is
I would love to. But
you do not want me making history checks.
No.
does it say the same thing in Dwarvish and Elvish as well?
Yeah,
Dethic?
yeah, it matches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 18s in a row. Let's go. 27.
Ooh, yeah, okay. So you would know, you and Holly Reeds clearly know, this portrait looks like it was added to the crypt several centuries after Lord Henri's time. In the portrait, he's wearing an Alexandrite tipped pin and is holding a distinctive dwarven compass in his left hand. And Sprocket with a 27, you know that these are symbols of the Maroon Brotherhood, an obscure dwarven fraternal order that was once active in Waterdeep, but it no longer exists.
Well, that compass, is that compass an actual compass, or
it's a painting?
engraved?
It's a painting. It's like a
painting.
symbol
Okay.
in a painting, yeah. Alu, with your passive perception in this room, you can see that the southern wall of the crypt is false. It looks like it's disguising a staircase leading down into the old crypts beneath the mausoleum.
Nice. I shall point this out to my friends Rolan and Fen and Sprocket, who are somehow good at breaking shit.
It's my one thing.
No.
Okay. So we smashing
she
this
said-
open? Or we pushing this off?
She said we were friends.
Well,
Yes, I'm halfway there. She likes me.
Yeah.
All right.
Telling me there's a chance.
I don't know if I want to use this yet.
I mean, I can smash it.
Yeah, but do
Roll
we know
and
if
smash!
it'll lead to a? Is the passive perception like also stating that
The
there's
worst
no
smashing technique I've ever seen.
booby trap or anything?
Alu doesn't see any sort of booby trap here.
Okay.
But I'm on guard. I'm looking. I am
Yeah.
making sure.
Alu is
She's
looking
on
for
the lookout for the boobies.
I'm
Hey!
Hey.
That's our short for this episode.
There it
Done.
is.
Doesn't have a
Easy.
booty.
Note to editor. There it is.
There it is. All right.
Any mention of boobies
Yeah.
under any context.
Yeah.
All right, you're knocking down this wall, Roland.
Yeah, it's
No.
fine.
I'll throw some guidance on him.
Noise.
You got it, bud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't, as the beefiest, strongest, most muscular member of the party,
I mean, come on, wait,
why doesn't Roland go ahead and give me an athletics check?
wait a
All
minute.
right.
With guidance, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great being this useful and strong, guy.
I just look. We haven't
But not at all
tested-
athletic.
We haven't done like real bet.
You know,
like, I
you
don't
know what?
his
You're
max
so
is.
strong. You go ahead and roll with advantage, Roland.
Oh,
Hmm.
excellent. Okay.
Nice.
Roland, what's your athletics proficiency?
+9.
Oh, is it? It's plus
Yeah.
9, is it?
Yeah.
Plus 13.
Wow, those are
Plus 13.
terrible.
My bench press max bigger than your bench press max.
Yeah, it's yeah, because apparently I can't roll worse shit. I rolled a 3 and a 4 to get
Yeah.
a 12 and a
So
13.
the
So 4 for a 14.
I'm assuming that Fen and Roland are working together here.
Yeah. Picking up all of his goddamn slack.
So
Get in the
you've got
fucking gym, bro.
you've got a plus 13. You said, right?
I do.
So Roland rolled a 4, plus 13 is 17, plus 1 from guidance is 18. Fen, I'll let you, because you can cast guidance on yourself if you want to add a d4 on it also from your barbarian sword that I recognize that you essentially threw in the garbage as soon as you got the Dragon Slayer sword.
Yeah, hit things with it. 4.
Yeah.
Look how fucking strong I am.
You know what? Let's do a full roll off. Go ahead and roll me your athletics with advantage, and we'll see if you do beat Roland. There's a chance here. I guess no. Even if you roll a 1, you'll still beat him.
That's like my entire lived experience here. That scans.
That scans.
That was without advantage, so I get another roll.
Working together, the two of you are able to move this this
I knew Roland couldn't do it by himself
wall.
as soon as he said he was going to smash like this.
I just couldn't get my fingers around. I couldn't get a good grip.
Yeah.
Enough leverage.
It's not about strength. It's just about getting your fingers in the right position.
I was trying to lift with my back and hold my breath.
Roland,
Like Wreck-It Ralph.
He has
over here.
performance anxiety. He just, he's nervous.
you are able to go in. You find this secret tome, this catacomb that leads you down further into the secret vault. And God, there's so many people here.
So many.
Okay,
Before we start going down here, I'm going to go back to the front door and cast Alarm, which is I just pull out like a little silver wire behind us, and essentially, as long as I'm within a mile of it, it'll make a mental ping in my head if anyone passes through it. So, Kerchow. Takes me a minute to set this up. I'll do it while those two are smashing. It'll last for 8 hours.
Jones vibes down here.
perfect.
Well thought.
And
I'm paranoid.
Rainier will stay up there to deal with any guards. And you've got the alarm set up. Anything else you want to do kind of defensively, preventatively, or ready to keep it moving?
I think that the only thing that I would like to do is, and I feel like it's maybe a holding action. Ollie wants to be prepared to emboldening bond all of us when we get into combat.
Is emboldening bond a spell?
I don't think so.
It's just like a thing. It's just like a feature.
Yeah.
Okay. So then if it's not a spell, what that means is it does not cost you concentration. Yeah, you have as soon as you see a hostile creature, you will cast emboldening bond, basically. Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely. So you take the stairs down. You see there are sconces for torches placed on the walls, but there are no torches within them. So those of you without dark vision, oh no, you've got your goggles, right?
Oh yeah, I got Batman goggles. That's right.
So never mind. This doesn't even matter.
Goggles of night.
Yeah.
I feel like we all have dark
Fucking
vision.
nerd. Stupid
There are no
specs.
torches within them. It is pitch black, so you are
Actually-
with dark vision. You are seeing as if you have dim. It's dim light right now. There is a thick coating of dust down here, but a large amount of fairly recent traffic has disturbed it up and down the main hall. If you would like, you could give me an investigation check.
I will.
Oh,
Also,
No,
Not interested.
Yeah, Alu can investigate for the party.
I'm
Alu-
just kidding.
Okay.
I have
Oh, go ahead.
a light bearer cantrip, so if the vision that we have is shitty, I can basically turn the lights on for everybody.
Yeah, you wanna turn on the lights?
Yeah.
Absolutely. How much light do you emanate? 20/20
It doesn't-
bright dim?
Let it be
It
a light
doesn't
for you.
say.
All
It
other
just
lights
says
go out.
you know it. Oh wait, there it is.
The light of
Yeah, bright light in a 20-foot radius for an additional 20 feet after that from the object.
Awesome. So you've got that. And Sprocket, with your investigation check, you see that as you're coming down, the one of the steps was scorched by a recent explosion.
Ooh.
Interesting. Like perhaps from a trap type of thing, or
would you like to give me an Arcana check, Sprocket?
Yeah, because my two thoughts are either there was a scuffle down here or a trap. So I feel like trap is most likely.
I forgot that when I redid everyone's portraits in D&D Beyond, I made Sprocket short, so he's not centered in frame. Every time I look over, I'm reminded how funny I am.
It's pretty funny.
So yeah,
Nat 20.
This was a glyph of warding that someone disabled. This was protected by a glyph of warding, and someone disabled it at some point.
Okay, cool. So it's good to know that one has been removed, but I am going to be on high alert looking for any other glyphs or be actively scanning for this type of magic.
Absolutely. With that being on high alert, as you continue moving, why don't you give me another... actually, what is everyone's passive investigation? What's the floor?
19.
Passive investigation. Where?
9.
Oh, 24.
19.
Okay. So okay, yeah, we got some smart cookies here. Sprocket, Holly, and Alu, you for sure see the remnants of a glyph of warding can be found on the floor in this hall. It's also been rendered inactive by someone blotting out several keystrokes of the glyph. And now that you notice it, looking back, you do see that one glyph of warding, that explosion that went off, there was a glyph of warding there. So it looks like someone triggered one glyph and then disabled 2 of them. There is... one of the sconces on the wall here has been ripped out of the wall and thrown on the floor.
Can I reattach the sconce to the wall or check that out?
Yeah, if you want to check out the sconce, you see there was a hidden compartment in it. It's a sconce, so it's very small, but there's a hidden compartment in it.
So, I mean, does it look like it's already been opened? Someone else found this?
It's been open and it's empty. It's small enough that it would hold like a single jewel or stone, that kind of size.
Maybe it holds the Stone of Galore?
Or maybe it held one of its eyes at one time. It's too small to hold the full stone.
Gotcha. All right.
Then you get to the end of this tunnel area, and you see that there is a door to another tomb, but it is also caved in back here.
Caved in, eh?
What are these, like, little side alcoves?
They're just other tombs. Like
okay, so they only go
crypts.
just a couple feet back.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, does the cave-in look like it was a natural cave carved in, or does it look like perhaps someone caused a cave-in to block a path?
What are you doing to examine it, Sprocket, or Alu, or Holly, or Fen, or... Well, Roland's not doing anything. He's just along for the journey. He's here to lift stuff.
Exactly. With help.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like...
He's not here for fucking anything. Don't give him any credit.
I feel like you could tell if, I don't know, if there'd be maybe some minor scorch marks or something, if it was man-made versus a natural...
You're like examining the cave-in, kind of moving it where... Go ahead.
I kind of want to look around the area, like, because if it's a cave-in, it was pulled in from the surrounding areas, so we could maybe find any areas that it was at versus where it looks like a
I guess if you're
naturally.
looking for something hidden, I don't want to tell you what to do, but this might be a good spot to use if you had a tool like the Wand of Secrets or something. Is that what you're trying to...
I'm not looking for a secret
looks
here.
pretty mundane.
Okay, so it doesn't look like someone caused it on their way out. Wait, do I have a lantern revealing on this character? I do have a lantern revealing on this character.
First Crusade down here.
All right, Hollyreese is gonna use one of her charges on the Wand of Secrets to see if there's a secret door or trap or something.
The cave-in disappears when you use your Wand of Secrets and you use your Lantern of Revealing. It was an illusion. Behind you see is an intact archway with heavy doors of steel.
Miyazaki up to his old tricks.
There he is.
Yeah, hidden door, try rolling.
Try butthole.
If you don't know Elden Ring, that sounds
Do we know if the door's unlocked or is it locked?
The door, you see the keystone of the arch is decorated to appear like if you're examining the door. The keystone of the arch is decorated to appear like a mountain with a purple alexandrite gemstone in the middle of it. The voussoir, what the fuck is that word? Voussoir? How do I pronounce it? Voisir?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Sounds French.
Oh, it's Arabic.
Voussoir. A wedge-shaped or tapered stone used to construct an arch.
Oh, it's like a keystone.
Yeah, what the
fuck?
Fucking so pretentious.
Oh, guys, just the Voussoir.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the Voussoirs.
Of course. Yeah, sure.
Hold on, let me, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna...
How droll.
Because you are all giant right now. On
Giants.
this map that you're not currently on.
I mean, some of us are a little more giant than others, let's be honest.
So big, so small.
Rolan apparently got his muscles at Sears.
It's the inflatable muscles from SpongeBob.
Yeah. Okay.
Anchor arms.
Anchor arms.
The like I said, when you look at the door, this heavy door of steel, the keystone of the arch is decorated to appear like a mountain with a purple alexandrite gemstone in the middle of it. The voussoir has several symbols carved in them in alternation with dwarven runes. You see a dwarven compass, a serpent's forked tongue, a scarabus, a brain with 2 tentacles, a broken arrow. You also see the door itself. It's much more recent than the surrounding stonework. It has actually damaged some of those ancient symbols in the arch. It looks pretty hefty, pretty thick, and it looks to be solid steel. Door is 20 feet high, 20 feet wide, and
how many feet thick?
There's writing on the door. The 4 keys
counts too.
bring them forth.
Them forth. And know him better, man.
My keys.
All right, let's open the door. Ooh, this is potentially the bad part.
Spot.
Yeah, this is where we get ready to get our shit pushed in.
Maybe betrayed when we brought a bunch of NPCs.
All right.
He's taking a big old drink.
Whomst among us is sus.
What are we doing?
All of us.
Open the door.
I recall a certain vision has been had.
Yeah.
about almost this exact moment. And
someone said exactly that. Perhaps this exact moment.
So what all do we want to do?
Open the door.
Bring forth the keys. We need the Celestite unicorn.
You didn't come down here not to open a fucking door.
Roland, you present the Celestite unicorn. There's 4 like torso-sized niches in the door. You place the Celestite unicorn in one. What?
Different torsos, different sizes. You know, Roland.
Oh my god.
These are, I'll say, these are Hollyree's torso-sized.
Okay.
So a little bigger than Roland and Fenn's torsos.
Giant. Just fucking huge.
Just fucking swole. Yeah.
Hollyree's is, canonically, Hollyree's is pretty jacked for a wizard, right? Holly, what are you rocking? Oh no, okay, never mind. You've got good stats and everything else. Your strength is, I mean, you're still rocking an 11 here.
That's average.
18
strong
Constitution and 20 Charisma and 18 Dexterity and 20 Intelligence.
Drink the best of them. Yeah.
Okay, so Roland, you put the Celestite unicorn in the niche. Nothing happens.
Next.
All right. Next key.
Do you remember who has the keys and who needs to put shit in the niches? I'm just checking.
I know Fenn's cool sword is a key, so he might have to give it up.
Yeah, is another.
So is Sprocket's cool ring.
Is another key the Waterdeep elemental statue?
It is. Yeah. The Waterdeep elemental statue is a key.
Okay. Yep, I have that. So.
Putting that in next to Roland.
Yep.
All right. You're going to be next to Roland. Awesome.
Is there any indicators like which goes where? Do each of these alcoves seem? It
seems agnostic.
Okay. Sprocket takes a long, hard look at his ring and takes it off and puts it in.
You actually have to put your whole fist in. You can't physically take it.
Oh, even better. Okay, I pull over big rock to put it in front of the alcove, and I stand on the rock to be able to reach to stick my arm in it.
Awesome, and that leaves Fenn with his sword in the last.
There waiting.
In the last niche. You put the 4 keys in. A beat goes by, nothing happens.
Voltron.
Another beat goes by. Nika says, is there maybe a password you need to speak or something? And then you hear a quavering voice in your heads. Mr. Jitoro, I don't feel so good.
Oh god, no! No!
And you see the Celestite unicorn crumble into dust as the niche glows brightly. You can go ahead and remove Primara from your inventory. She's dead. Next, the cup of Waterdeep elementals melts into a puddle of golden goo. Go ahead and remove that from your inventory.
Oh, no.
Sprocket's hand bursts into flame as it dissolves, and he's left with just a stump. No, I'm kidding. But the ring melts off. The ring for sure melts off.
Oh no, my ring!
Go ahead and remove that from your inventory. Fenn.
What if I really don't want to?
Your crystalline scimitar cracks, shatters, and sprays crystalline shards everywhere as it too collapses.
This would be heartbreaking if it hadn't already happened to me many moons ago.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be upset right now.
All
it was, he was warming you up.
Yeah, it was.
The 4 niches glow as the doors shift open. But as they do, you hear swords drawn behind you. What did you do to Primera? Nika shouts. As we will find out what happens on the next episode. Thanks for playing, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Bye.
Oh, damn.